What's up, guys, man? Welcome back to another episode of the Orange Crush Hour. It's your host, JMX, with my other host, Trav. And today, Broncos get the dub, baby. 6-2. The Broncos obliterate the Cowboys 44-24, but the real final score was 44-16. I don't care what you want to say. 44-16. The Broncos covered the spread. They dominated the Dallas Cowboys today, which is a beautiful game by the team in all four quarters. And just the whole facet of the game was beautiful. But before we get into everything and talk about the game, break the game down, Trav, how you doing, man? How was your day today?
I'm doing good, man. I'd be lying if I didn't say I knew this would be the outcome. The Cowboys are frauds. Uh, their offense is mildly overrated. They've not played any good defense all year. They play a good defense today, and they get absolutely whooped. And we need to keep in mind too, they played a defense without Pat Surtain for a whole half, and their two superstar receivers put up 80 yards in the second half. Give me a break, man. This different team's the real deal, and they can beat anybody, and I'll stand by that all year.
Yeah, man, and I think that's a perfect transition into let's go ahead and talk about it, man. The Cowboys offense, hey, Broncos held them, the starters, to 16 points. Dak Prescott was 19 of 31, 188 yards with 2 interceptions, and we only sacked him twice. Javonte Williams was held to 41 yards on the ground. He did have 2 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens each had 7 catches. Pickens had 78 yards. CeeDee Lamb had 74 yards. And Jake Ferguson was a 0 catches for 0 yards. He didn't get hurt, did he?
I don't know. I don't know if he got hurt or not, but yeah, he didn't do
Yeah,
nothing all game.
I don't think he got hurt. So I just had to make sure like I wasn't like tripping because I don't remember him getting hurt. Um, but this defense, man, shout out to I want to give a few individual shout outs. Shout out to Riley Moss, the assignment today. And I know people gonna say they won by this, brother. If Riley Moss was trash like people think he is, we would have got blurred today. And that last touchdown that he had at the end of the game wasn't a touchdown. Some absolute bullshit. Sean should have threw the challenge flag and we would have got it. His foot was out of bounds. So whatever the case may be, but I don't even count that towards him. I want to give a shout out to Chris Evans-Drain. I thought he played well. The rookie, Jade Barron, coming in making a big play, man. But yeah, I think overall this defensive performance kind of showed that they're not afraid of anybody. Going up against Dallas, and I will respect them in this aspect. Their offense fires out on all cylinders. And one thing we talked about it was their run game is all dependable on the passing game. The passing game opens up the run, and they're just not a dominant rushing football team. Now, Candid, if CeeDee Lamb and Pickens are eating, Ferguson's eating, they're gonna be able to run all over you. But as we saw today, the Broncos kind of took away the passing game from the Cowboys a little bit, just the downfield action, the dominant. I mean, just really the big play. They took away the big plays and they forced Dak to beat him throwing the ball sideline to sideline in the middle of the field, the short intermediate game. And the Broncos took that. They didn't really give up much down the field, man, and it caused the run game to get clogged up. And then look, I'll be honest, the Broncos didn't even really have a big sack day. I mean, we got pressured. They had 8 quarterback hits, but they didn't really like turn up how we seen them turn up. It was just all on the back end, man, for the most part. The secondary locked up. And shout out to Vance Joseph for scheming that up, man. I mean, this was a tough, tall task. And I know we talked about it a little bit in the preview about how we wanted to see those dime package looks with 6 DBs on the field. And one of those plays resulted in a huge pick at the end of the half when they were trying to get Aubrey in field goal range. And it's just a huge shout out to the way they game plan. Pat Surtain was in and out the game with injuries. I don't even think he played at all in the second half. But when he did play, he was same old Pat, bro. But huge shout out to the defense all around, man. I mean, this performance kind of really showed to me that I don't think there's like an offense in this league that can just dominate us. Like, I think the Colts caught us off guard because we didn't have a lot of tape on them. But I think if we saw them again, I don't know if they're going to dominate us like how they kind of had their way with us. Greenlaw's coming back next week. I don't think he's going to be on limited snaps. This defense is disgusting. From the starters to the backups to just like the backup corners, the backup pass rushers, interior defensive linemen. From top to bottom, this defense is elite. And they just went out there and embarrassed the MVP front runner in probably the best wide receiver duo in the league, just absolutely dominated them and shut them out. They allowed 16 points and 2 turnovers to the top offense in the league. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, looking at and they even mentioned it in the game. I mean, the Cowboys quarterback, running back, receiver one, receiver two, and tight end are all amongst the leaders at every position that they're at statistically. And I mean, Denver went out there and dominated them without Pat Surtain for the majority of the game. I will, I want to say this just to kind of be, talk about this as well with Riley Moss. Everybody that says bench Riley Moss for Chris Abrams drain, we've seen Chris Abrams drain he played good. But we got to also look at the fact he was giving up stuff to George Pickens too. Riley Moss is a good corner, and people want to bitch about the PIs and complain about the PIs. He's a sticky man corner. He's gonna get PIs. He's sticky. He wants to be handsy, and that's who he is as a corner. He's gonna get them calls, man, and that is what it is. But to say that he's bad, I thought he played a damn good game today, given who he played up against. The whole secondary played good, man. Hufunga's flying around back there. Brandon Jones had a big pass breakup. This secondary is just amazing. Talking about secondary, we had Dondre Tillman drop back in coverage, man, and get a huge pick on Dak Prescott. Vance Joseph is calling probably the best defense that he's ever called as a DC, with the best unit he's ever had. I mean, we've seen Pat go out of the game, and this defense didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, man, it's absolutely that Dondre Tillman interception. I mean, it just goes to show how deep this defense is. They're actually insane. I mean, the way that it's honestly and I thought for a second Dondre Tillman was gonna get a pick six, but the way that they actually stood tall in the red zone, like Dallas is an efficient red zone offense. 9 times out of 10 when they get there, 99% chance I think throughout these other games that they're scoring a touchdown. And the Broncos made them work for every single yard they got. Every single yard they got in the red zone, the Broncos made them earn it. They made them work for it. CeeDee Lamb had to make miraculous one-handed catches. I mean, it was literally they had to run it a couple times before they got in there. Like it was one of those performances where they're like it showed consistency. It didn't show any weakness. Like last year, you could see a few weaknesses on the defense. We pointed out, I mean, linebacker was okay today, but usually it's linebacker or it's the other safety spot, or you know what I'm saying? It's nickel, whatever people kind of pick their, whatever they want to put their hat on. But today it was a complete effort. They went out there and showed the number one offense in the league. We not scared of you, bro, and we gonna give y'all that belt. Dak Prescott, you ain't beat the Denver Broncos, and you ain't gonna beat them for a while. And I'm gonna just sit here and tell any Cowboys fan right now, because I know a lot of them. Hey, we own y'all, bro. It's been 30 years, 30 plus years now. We giving y'all that belt, and it just is what it is, man. We own them. I mean, bro, it's just that simple. We own them, but they can't beat us. They cannot beat us. Yeah. I mean, it's almost sad at this point. Like they cannot beat us, and it's the way and fashion that we beat the Cowboys. We outside of that one Manning game, we've given them that belt to ass every single time. 44-17, because that last touchdown I'm not counting. No, 44-17. Are we 17 points? Two takeaways against the least number one offense. Now we're gonna talk about their defense in a second, but that portion of the ball was Broncos won and they whooped that ass. And Javonte Williams, I love you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you're doing well. But all that shit you was talking, my brother. Whew. 41 yards? Hey, sounds like a dub in my book.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and kind of speaking, talking about belting the Cowboys. I mean, we got to all take our hats off to Coach Peyton. Man, he just had his biggest win as a Bronco head coach. It's the most points the Broncos have scored under Sean Payton in his tenure. So we got to take our hats off to him, and it's a great win for him and his biggest win. And like I told you in the preview, this game meant a lot to Sean, coming from the Bill Parcells tree. Coming from the Cowboys, this game was huge for him, and I think overall, the defense had a great day, but I think Sean Payton had an amazing day, and that's rare for us to say on this show. But Sean Payton looked like he took what he did in the fourth quarter against the Giants and did it for a whole game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good transition into the offensive side of the football. Let's talk about it. The Broncos had 426 total yards of offense, 25 first downs. They were 5 for 8 on third down, 4 out of 5 in the red zone. I mean, they were just Bo Nix. Shout out to him, man. 19 to 29, 247 yards, 4 touchdowns. Did have the pick, which we're gonna talk about in a second. J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey just dominated on the ground. 15 carries for Dobbins, 111 yards. Harvey had 7 carries for 46 yards. They both averaged over 6 yards a carry. Dobbins averaged 7, and RJ Harvey was averaging 6.6. Harvey had 2 touchdowns on the ground and then a receiving game. Huge shout out to Pat Bryant, got his first touchdown today. RJ Harvey had a touchdown receiving as well. And Troy Franklin had a really impressive day. 6 catches, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. I picked him to be my offensive player of the game, and he got it. Shout out to that brother. Yeah, man. So Trav, what were your overall thoughts on the offense in this game? Just from top to bottom, quarter to quarter. What's your thoughts?
Starting early, Bo Nix did throw a pass that was about 3 yards behind Pat Bryant on a slant, which could have been that could have been a completion, could have been way better. Just looked like he kind of rushed the pass. Threw it on the backside of Bryant, which it looked like a miscommunication on both guys, Pat and Bo. So I'm not going to just blame him. It was a bad pass. Don't get it wrong. But after that, he came back out and started balling. I think Troy Franklin showed today that he can do what we need him to do to be a good receiver. We just got to design those plays for him. Pat Bryant, I mean, that touchdown, man, up beautiful, beautiful ball, beautiful catch, man. That was absolute cinema. But overall, man, I think R.J. Harvey is who I seen today, and I was like, it just what he was doing was just fascinating to me, man. Like we have to use him. We have to use him more, even against good teams, especially catching the football. I feel like he's a great receiving back, and his burst of speed is crazy. Sean Payton, when we're going against teams that have good secondaries, he's going to need to commit to the run with these two guys. I mean, we got two really good running backs. Um, but overall, man, I liked what I seen today out of the whole offense. The O line held up. Bo Nix was dealing. I think this was Bo Nix's best passing game of his career. Um, I mean, when we look at it, bro, the passes he was making, I mean they were just A1 passes. I mean, we can look back at the Falcons game or the last year or the Bengals game. I feel like this was his best game. Yeah, the pick, we can look at that and be like, oh man, but just looking at what this team has done, and I have a stat here for the offense if I can find it. Bo Nix in the past 2 weeks has a 74.7 adjusted completion rate with 574 yards, 8 touchdowns, and an interception. That's top tier quarterback play for a 2 week window. He scored 8 touchdowns, man. I mean, bad QBs don't do that. I just love what I'm seeing from this offense, and I think that we're finally seeing Sean Payton open up this playbook, and I think this team can beat anybody. And I know people are going to say, oh, hold your horses, hold your horses. This football team is a contender, and I don't care what nobody says. They're a contender. When you have a defense that's good and an offense that's scoring points the way they've scored this year, yeah, I mean, you can look back at the Jets game and be like, okay, that was a bad game. They didn't put up a lot of
I
points.
see. Like look, bro.
They put up 33 against the Giants,
I be
bro.
with you though. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, look, for the most part, I'm with you, but it was this game. You know, so offensively, it was this game. This is for sure a trend in the right direction. I'm not gonna go say the entire year now, but this game for sure. If we can replicate some of this, I'm with you.
The thing is though is they put up points this year. We can't like yeah against the Jets they didn't. The Giants just scored. The Giants
Really
just
just
scored
against
33.
the Bengals.
The
I
Giants
mean, I would say the Bengals, the Colts.
the Giants they scored 33.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like on a complete game wise though.
I
Like it's
agree,
really
but
been 3 games out of 8.
when we talk about what's on the record books, they scored points against the Giants. It don't matter if they scored 33 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but
They
I'm
scored
talking about
points.
doing it on a consistent basis.
I agree. A full game, I agree with you. But I
Yeah,
think
that's what I'm saying.
I think that we're going to see this from here on out. I mean, it shows that they're dialed in offensively, um, based off of this game. It looked like they did what they did in that fourth quarter for a whole game. And Sean Payton called a good game. Uh, the penalties are still really bad, but I feel like those were on the defensive side of the ball today. Not too many offensive penalties were besides
He's
Adam
always on defense.
besides Adam Troutman, and touching on Adam Troutman, Denver needs to go trade for a tight end at the deadline. I don't need to see that motherfucker on the field no more. That was like setting a pick while Sutton's wide open. Like you killed the drive there, and then Sutton dropped the pass the next play for the touchdown.
Jesus
It
Christ.
which it should have never went to the point of Sutton having to catch another ball. Like
That's a
that
fact.
that
That's a
drive was
fact.
killed by Troutman, and it was just dumb shit. Like we need to trade for a tight end. If you add Njoku or Mark Andrews or Chiga Conkwu,
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
of these
Uh-huh.
guys on this team, you
The
have one
last two you said for sure. Yeah, the last two you said for sure.
you have one of the best like teams if you add one of those guys.
Yeah, it's for me to kind of go on the offense. I will say the first throw of the game was absolutely well, it wasn't the first throw, but that pick he threw was absolutely atrocious. It was a terrible throw. I mean, I was shocked. I think that was probably Bo's worst throw all year. That was horrible. But I will say I'm glad Sean Payton didn't pull back and he didn't try to play conservative. I'm glad he continued to let Bo be aggressive and push the ball down the field, continue to be aggressive. And that just kind of shows the guy that Bo Nix is. Like, but yeah, I'm going to throw a pick, but I ain't going to be scared. I'm going to still come out there and I'm going to still fire away. And if we lose, then it's on me. If we win, you know what I'm saying? It's a team win. And, I thought the offense played very well. Now, I still feel like we did leave some stuff on the field. I think we left about 14 points on the field today. Broncos should have had probably a close to 50 to 60 points. They should have at least damn near had 40, 48, 49. But we should have had almost damn near over 50. We should have had over 50 for sure. But for the most part, on offense, I was thrilled today. I thought Bo Nix played a really. I'm gonna give him a great game to me. I think outside of one throw, he was pretty flawless. You can't really ask much more out of your quarterback, and what kind of he didn't really put the ball too much in harm's way. He dialed it back a bit. I'm sorry, he didn't dial it back a bit. He kept being aggressive, pushing the ball downfield, and he just didn't flinch. And that's the one thing about Bo Nix. If we play a bad football team, seems like Sean wants to kind of like atrociously bad secondaries, he takes the lid off. We need to do this continuously, like against good football teams as well, because we got a good defense we playing next week, and we need to be aggressive against them because it's kind of like they have a really good defense, but we gotta take the lid off. We gotta, like you said, commit to this run game, be aggressive, make the playbook open, and don't be predictable. And I think Bo Nix is showing you time and time again that he can get it done, bro. That one deep ball to Sutton was beautiful. The throw to Pat Bryant was beautiful. He had a lot of great throws in this game. And I'm not gonna kill the offense for the drops that they did have. I mean, it is we ended up winning the game in a big way, but yeah, like me and Trav been saying, we need to go get a weapon this week. Or hopefully some. If it's not this week, then I don't know when we gonna make the trade. So this week, the Broncos, I think, need to go get a move. You're 6-2. And one last point on the offense I'll touch on. Shout out to the offensive line, bro. Absolutely, just Bo Nix didn't get touched. And as you can't really action nothing more. I mean, and I get it, they weren't playing a great defensive line, but it doesn't matter, bro. He didn't get touched. Shout out to the offensive line. But yeah, man, this is like you said, this is a contending football team. Um, we showed again that if we're not a team that's gonna lose to bad football teams. Sometimes we may not play our best, but we come away with these wins, and that's a big difference between from this year and last year. Can what you want. I didn't pick us to win this game because I didn't believe the offense could get it done against this abysmal defense, and they proved me wrong. Boy, did they! And I'm glad they did, man. They showed that if you can open up this playbook, you can get the ball rolling. We can be an aggressive football team. And like I said, bro, 6-2, 4-0 at home. We won what 5 straight?
At home,
No, I'm saying just this so far. We're
yeah, I think 5 straight. I think
yeah,
we have the longest home game win streak in the league right now. So
yeah. So I mean, look, like we got to be real, bro. This is literally 5 straight games that the Broncos have been able to pull out wins, and this win was in dominating fashion. And you want to look atop the AFC, we're right up there with them. Like you said, this is a contending football team. This is a team that can go win the Super Bowl. If we can get 65% of what we saw today from the offense week in, week out, I don't think there's a team in the league, and I said it, that can relatively beat us. I don't even think I think the Lions may be the only team I'm like, they may be able to get us. I don't think there's another team in the league that can go toe to toe with us. Like there's gonna be some teams that can give us some tough battles. But I think we can always pull these out, bro. And we're on a 5-game win streak. I think our point differential is plus 56. the Broncos are balling, man, and we're back. And that's just kind of what it is. We're back. We're a good football team. We have our quarterback. We just got a few things to kind of, little kinks to ring out. And I think after that, man, the sky's the limit for this football team. We're winning. We're 6-2. I was told the Broncos are going to be 6-5 heading into the bye. I mean, look, it's still time to prove that, but I don't think that's for sure going to happen. I was told that we were going to lose to the Cowboys, we were going to lose to the Chiefs, we were going to lose to the Texans. So, hey man, it is what it is. Shout out to the squad, bro. Shout out to the squad. We're third in the conference, and hey, if the Chiefs lose tomorrow, then it is what it is, man.
I mean,
So,
yeah, and looking at these, next 3 games before we go to the bye, I mean, the hardest test is next week. I know everybody's going to say Kansas City, but Denver is undefeated at home. They get the Raiders.
I ain't gonna say that, but I see where you coming from. I see where you coming from for sure.
They get to play at home against the Chiefs and the Raiders. And I think Denver's that team that they used to be. And what I mean by that is, used to Denver would never lose at home. Back in the glory days, man, Denver was one of the hardest teams to beat at home, and it shows this year. It shows the tail end of last year. Denver, I think, has an 8 or 9 game win streak at home, which is the longest in the NFL. Yeah, I think KC is probably the hardest matchup when we talk about head to head, but them playing in Denver is going to be a tough challenge for them. Houston defensively, I feel like is the hardest game that we play until the bye. When we talk about a defense and we talk about, they played a good game today. I watched that Texans game. C.J. Stroud and them played a good game. Denver's going to have to be on their game next week and beat Houston in Houston for your birthday, JMX. They got to get that dub, man. So.
Yeah, look, man, I'm gonna be honest. Let's talk a little bit about kind of what we saw from them today. They beat a banged up, and that's putting it lightly, 49ers team. I don't want to downplay their win at all. They definitely did play better. I didn't pick them to win the game, so they definitely did play better than I thought. I think this is going to be a slugfest next week. I think the Broncos are being favored on the road. The Texans have a really good defense. Today, kind of what we saw from them, man, is like, if you're not an elite offense, you're not going to get much. And that's just kind of hey, it is what it is. The Broncos got to be aggressive next week, and we got to come with it, bro, because I'll say this. I think our defense, for the most part, we're going to be able to hold our own. Even in their big games, they don't really have, like, humongous performances. Like C.J. Stroud, I think this is probably one of his best games. It's not his best game of the season. One of them, for sure. Probably, yeah, for sure in the top 2. He's not throwing for – I don't know if he's going to throw for 318 against us. And as far as a wide receiver goes, they didn't have Nico Collins today, and they had success. But like I said, this 49ers defense is beyond banged up. We just saw what we did to CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. And next week, I think the defense is probably going to have to – they're definitely going to get some takeaways. But I think moving forward with this football team, the 3 games we have left going into our bye, I'm really comfortable. I'm comfortable with the next 2. The Chiefs game, hey, man, it's going to be a dogfight for sure. I think the Raiders game might be a bit tougher for us than I think people realize. We're going to be coming out of a slugfest and then going to a Thursday night game. Now, I know it is at home, but for any team in the league, because I ain't gonna lie, that Texas game is not going to be no cakewalk. Like, I'm sorry. It's not going to just be like an easy breeze. And I'm not saying the Raiders are a good football team by any means necessary. But I don't think it's going to be like a blowout. Like, I think we're going to go into that game a little bit, not say lackadaisical, but we're not going to be on all of our 10 toes. It's going to be a short week. We coming out of a slugfest matchup, and it's a divisional game at the end of the day. So
they're horrible, though. I mean, their O-line is so bad.
I agree. They're not a good football team, but that don't mean we just gonna go in there and destroy them.
No, I think it'll be closer than most people think. But I think when we talk about that Raiders team, I mean, they don't know who's starting at quarterback. Pete Carroll's on the hot seat after his first season.
Okay, he's not on the hot seat. It's crazy. He's not on the hot seat. That's crazy.
Hey, you might
on
not,
the hot seat.
100%. When you hire your son as the offensive line coach and you don't make adjustments, you're on the hot seat. 100%. He should be on the hot seat. I mean, and looking at they went out and got his quarterback. They went and drafted Ashton Genty. They have Brock Bowers. They
Yeah,
moved
but on the
Jack.
hot seat is crazy.
Here,
Pete Carroll is not on no hot seat.
you think he's gonna fire his son?
Talking about the line coach?
Yeah, the line coach that moved Jackson Powers Johnson from center to guard. That guy.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think Pete Carroll's job is in jeopardy. Now, unless they literally go 3-14 for the rest of the season, they win one game, then I'm like, okay, I feel you. But
you don't think that's possible?
You're not firing Pete Carroll, bro.
You don't think that's possible?
That they win one game for the rest of the season?
They're not a good team. If
their schedule is fucking brutal.
If they were a good team or somewhat, they're one of the worst. They're gonna have a top 5 pick for sure.
Their schedule is insane. They got the Jaguars, the Broncos, the Cowboys, the Browns, the Chargers, the Broncos, the Eagles, Texans, Giants, and the Chiefs.
I think that when we talk about, because here's the thing, and this is why I think he's.
I'm just saying for us, I'm gonna let you go. I'm just concerned because the short week aspect, and that game against the Texans is gonna be real. Like, that's gonna be a slugfest, bro. Like, I don't want us to limp into that game. And the Raiders coming off a bye, like they're coming off a bye this week. They had a bye this week, so they're gonna be they're gonna be more like physically ready for that Thursday night game than us.
I mean, I agree, but at the same time, their defense is horrible. I mean, they have Max Crosby, but their defense is horrible. Their O-line's horrible. Nick Benito should have 2.5 sacks against the Raiders. They're just not a good football team. I mean, I just, even if Geno's starting, I'm not. I mean, I think it's going to be a game because we're division rivals. But I mean,
now I will say this: if they trade Jacoby Myers, it's a wrap.
I mean, are we scared of Kenny Pickett, bro?
If they start Kenny Pickett, it's over.
They don't know who their starter is. Kenny Pickett played last week.
Yeah, but it was because they took out everybody, but the game was over. But I mean, honestly, bro, if they start Kenny Pickett against us, it's a wrap. I ain't worried about the game. If they play Kenny Pickett, it's over.
And you know what else we need to talk about? Dude, listen. 40-6.
If they play Kenny Pickett, it's over.
Listen, 40-6 was how the Colts beat them. 40-6.
No, I mean, no. Last week when they lost to the Chiefs, didn't they have like 3 first downs?
31-0. They're not a good football. They're one of the worst football teams.
Bro, the Chiefs, bro. Oh my God, they had more first downs than they had points. They had 3.
That's why I'm telling you, even if it's a short week, bro. I'm like it.
My God, the Chiefs put Belter. I didn't realize how bad on the stat sheet this was. 95 total yards.
I told you, bro. They're terrible, bro.
Look.
Like, dude, if we lose to the Raiders, we're gonna have some real deal discussions because
so you think the Raiders. So are the Raiders worse than the Jets?
It's close. I think the Jets have been. I think the Jets have been in every single football game, brother. Like, and they won today, but they've been in every single football game. Do I think they're good? No, but I also think that they're in a way different situation. They brought in Justin Fields. It's not really a great passer. The Raiders went and got Geno Smith, the guy that was supposed to be this good passer. He's fucking terrible, man. I don't care if it's him or Kenny Pickett. Geno Smith is.
I just want to fight down because, like, I don't want us to jinx it.
I mean,
You're talking crazy.
He's terrible. Am I wrong for saying he's terrible?
No. I'm not saying about Geno. I just don't think like the game is going to be like a cakewalk. Like, I think we'll win it. I think we'll win it, but the short week aspect does definitely play a part in that.
I'm not saying it's going to be a cakewalk though. I'm saying Denver should win this game. Like they're
100%. I agree with that.
Denver's defense should have Geno on his back all game if he's playing. All game.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Our next 5 games we should win. The at Texans, the Raiders, the Chiefs in Denver, on 325, at Washington on Sunday night after the bye, and at Raiders. We should win all those games. Because the Commanders' defense,
it's pretty bad.
We should win all those games. Well, okay, I'll say yeah, because the Commanders' defense isn't good. But Lattimore looks horrible. But I don't know what he gonna do on Cortland Sutton because we saw this last year and he held Cortland Sutton to 0-0. So I don't know. But I will say this though, I don't. The Commanders' defense is really bad.
I mean, they could lock down Sutton. Sutton had 0 catches for the majority of this game against Dallas, and guess what? Troy Franklin cooked.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, I think no cap. Now the Chiefs game, I'm not gonna say it's a like lock, but I definitely think that we should like. I think that that's a game that I expect us to win.
It's gonna be a dog fight.
So I'm gonna say worst case scenario after what's that gonna be week 13? Because our bye week is week 11, right? Because this is week 8, so that's next week is week 9. 10.
After week 11, week 12.
No, yeah, our bye week is week 12. So week 13, week 14. So after week 14, we should be. Oh my God. So okay, this is actually kind of crazy because that means I have us going what is that? 7 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins, 10 wins, 11 wins. So I think we should be 11-2, 10-3 at the minimum.
I mean, I don't disagree.
If we win out, like if we win our next 5, which I ain't gonna lie, I'll be honest, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think we win our next if we go in 10 games in a row. I'm low key be a little nervous for the playoff because I know how any team who goes on that crazy of a win streak, you're due for a loss. Trav, you know that.
I mean, I agree. But I had Raider fans in my live today while I was watching the game. They were like, these were Raider fans, bro, guys that hate us, and they said you guys are a Super Bowl team. Like the fact is you beat the teams you need to beat. You got an elite defense. You have an offense that is coming together. I mean, dude, it's looking good, bro. Like being a Broncos fan right now, man, is good, bro. I will say, we're talking about all the positives. We got to have Pat Surtain and we got to have Marvin Mims healthy.
Next week. If we don't have Pat next week, well, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna save a little bit for the game preview, but our defense against the Texans offense. I'm not saying it's cookies, but it's definitely the matchup is definitely in our favor. Going in the next.
Our line and edge rushers should get to Stroud pretty easy.
Yeah, but that's gonna be a dog, man. And I'm gonna take this time right now. If any of y'all gonna be in Houston, let me know. Just send me that DM, baby, because I'm gonna be there, and it's gonna be a day. It's my birthday weekend. Oh brother. And we on a 5-game win streak. See, now, let me tell you how shit lines up, right? The last time the Broncos came to Houston, we were on a 5-game winning streak after being with a losing record. The season was looking kind of iffy. Remember, we were 1-5. We won 5 in a fucking row, and we went into Houston, and Russell Wilson shit the bucket. I go to this game.
I remember that game, bro.
And Bo Nix shit the bucket. I'm going to be sick.
Bro. You're speaking that shit into existence right now.
I'm not speaking into existence. I'm just saying times are different. We got a different QB. This defense is way better than what it was. But that last game was a slugfest too. And there was some plays that we left on the board. But we got a better QB this time. We got a better running game. We have not a better receiving core, but it's
coming. Hey, it's coming along though, man. Like what we seen today from Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin, it's coming along.
Pat Bryant, yeah.
Like, I mean, the thing is,
Troy for me. Look, I think Troy is good. Troy just can't make any contested tight window catches. If Troy's open. If he's got about a step or two, he can make the catch. But any tight window,
he's not strong enough. The thing is, and we've seen that today, he caught that ball on the sideline, had both feet down, got pushed, and he dropped. This offseason, and he put on some muscle. He put on some muscle this season, so I'm gonna give him that credit.
Trav called him a little boy, boy.
No, I didn't, bro. No, I didn't. Don't put.
But Trav said he too small, he too weak. I mean, look,
I'm not hating on him. I think he's taking steps in the right direction. This season he gained muscle. This season he worked on his tracking, but he's not complete. And that's the thing that I'm gonna say about Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin is, as a young player, is taking the steps to be a good receiver. He's taken that jump from year 1 to year 2. We've seen it. Year 3, he needs to put on some muscle and work on, when he gets hit, holding on to the football. Because a lot of the
No,
times
I agree.
he'll have the ball on the sideline and get hit, and then it jars the ball loose and it's an incomplete pass.
Well, yeah, but I'm not just talking about that. Though. I'm talking about where it's a good throw from Bo, where he puts it in a position where you only can get it in between defenders and you still drop the ball. That's kind of what, and it's also what you said too as well. It's just like I just think in terms of that aspect, I'm just like, come on, bro. Like it's some plays where you're not gonna be wide open. But I don't want to take nothing away from him today. He had a great game today.
I like what I've liked what I've seen. I just think
You like what you see. Wait, hold on. So, talking about today or the season?
I think he needs to be more consistent. If he could do what he did today every week, then we're talking
Oh yeah,
different.
no, I mean, yeah.
But
as far as the season goes,
but that could go on the play call though. I mean, a lot of the times I don't feel like we're designing stuff for these guys the right way. I mean, dude, we just designed a play that looked like something Pat Bryant could have done in college today, in week 8.
no, I agree.
So it's the same thing
Say,
for Troy, and we seen today. You don't have to force feed 14. You can you can get it to the other guys because you have. And I'm not saying that Troy is great, bro. You're missing the point. But I don't think Denver makes a trade at this point for a receiver.
Can you imagine if we had an elite receiver? Can you imagine? Like we're 6-2. We're talking about we can go win a Super Bowl with what we got, bro.
We're gonna get a tight end, bro. We need another tight end.
I'm watching Drake May with Diggs, and I'm like, bro, they can go get a Super Bowl. Like maybe not this year. They still a really young team, first year with bro. Like if we had that, I don't think we win on the trip. But the fact that I'm saying we can still possibly go get one with the core we got, it's saying something, bro. Saying something about our core.
I mean, to be fair though, you're about to hate me for this, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't say what I think you're finna say. Do not say what I think you're finna say.
Receiving numbers.
You and I know that with the comment you finna make is some bullshit.
Receiving numbers show that Cortland Sutton's one of the best receivers in the AFC.
He's not elite, Trav. He's a really good receiver, but
here's what I'm gonna say.
He's a good receiver. He's not elite.
Okay, and you think Diggs is elite at the age he's at right now?
I didn't say Diggs was elite.
They're on the same level, brother. Like the only thing is Diggs is a better route runner and a better separator. I'll give you that all day. But when we talk about red zone threat, when we talk about Cortland Sutton makes catches that a lot of guys in this league cannot make, man.
He also drops some passes that a lot of guys can make.
Okay, every receiver drops some passes. Your favorite Bronco receiver is a drop merchant.
He's not my favorite Bronco.
In Cleveland, he's a drop merchant.
Not my favorite Bronco receiver. My favorite Bronco receiver ever is Emmanuel Sanders.
No, I'm talking about when he was on our team last year.
None of those guys are remotely in the same field as Emmanuel Sanders.
I mean, I'm talking about when we had Judy. He was your favorite receiver.
Oh yeah, no, of course, no, yeah.
He's a drop merchant. You see it in Cleveland right now.
I mean, he does drop his passes, but
a lot.
I mean, look, but my whole thing is what I'm saying is this. I'm not saying Diggs is still an elite receiver, but he's still an above average receiver. Do you think Cortland Sutton is an above average wide receiver?
I mean, dude, when this offense needs somebody, he's there. And when we talk when we talk about the catches he makes, yeah, like he might drop the one like he did today in the end zone, and you're like, damn, bro, like I wish he caught that. But
no, I mean, I'm not too much tripping on him. He had a good game. He's been having so far through the first half of this year. It's been a solid season. It's been more than I will say this. It's been more than what I've expected.
He has good hands. And here's the thing. I would be okay. And when we talk about a 50-50 ball and a jump ball guy, he's amongst the best in the league.
No, he's top 3 in the league.
And the thing is,
he's arguably the best jump ball receiver in the league.
The thing is if you had a guy that could come out of the slot and win consistently, I'm just going to name a couple guys: Rashid Shaheed, Pop Douglas. We can go down the list. Guys that can win up the seam. It would make your wide receiver 1 and Cortland Sutton look a lot better
No, I agree. Yeah, no, but that's something you've always agreed on. I'm just saying though, like My question still stands, and you haven't given me an answer. Like, do you think he's an elite receiver?
I don't think he's elite, but I think him and Diggs are on the same level in 2025.
No, no, I agree with that. I agree that it's like they definitely are different. If I could pick one, though, you know who I'm picking.
Yeah, because you're going to pick the guy that can separate better and route run better
Absolutely,
and all that. But it's
absolutely. But with that being said, though, I do think Sutton. I'm gonna get into this problem. Sutton is balling. It's hard. Man, he's balling.
I'm pretty
Some
sure he has the second most
It's just
receiving
not
yard.
as consistent as it's not as consistent as what I would like. But I would say for the most part, he's done more than what I would have expected him to do at this point in the season. And I was, I'm gonna give him in front of. He's the best jump ball receiver in the game. And I will say this: there are certain things where if you just got to throw it up to a guy to make a play, he has made those plays those season. It's just the consistent part in which I'm like, bro, if you could just give me this like every week or like I don't know, just a more consistent basis, then I wouldn't even, people would come out to me about 14. But it's just sometimes it's very inconsistent. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie, for what he's been for Bo has been, hey, it's been amazing though. Like there are times where you just gotta throw to your best guy, and we saw it in the Philly game. If it wasn't for him, we don't win that game. That's a fact. Like there are times where in Derek Carr, they had a good little talk about it. Like he's one of those guys where you can just trust throwing it up to him in a one-on-one situation. He's going to use that big frame and come down with the ball. And I don't think there's more than in terms of jump ball wide receivers, the only guys in that realm, and they brought up the good point with it is Devontae Adams and T. Higgins. I don't think there's in him and Sutton. I don't think there's a conversation out of any other guy besides those two as far as jump ball goes with 14, and that's a fact.
So yeah, I watched that Derek Carr episode too. I actually put it on my story because what he said about Sutton was right. That he might be the best, but he's underrated, and people never want to give him his props. Which I agree with Derek. And just kind of talking on 14, there's only one receiver in the AFC that has more receiving yards than Cortland Sutton in the 2025 season, and that's Jamar Chase, the Triple Crown winner. So the fact that Cortland Sutton is number two in the AFC, man. Shout out to 14, man. I hope he continues to ball. Hope he has his best year as a Bronco this year. So
And now that's a fact. What was his stat line today? What do you have again? I forgot. Wait, it was like
he had
I don't
60.
remember
I
the
think he had
exact number.
64 yards.
Yeah, wait. No, he had a touchdown call back. He should have had more.
Yeah, he should have. Adam Troutman. Hey, that's the guy we need to push an agenda against, bro. We need to get a tight end to get Adam Troutman off the
Yeah,
playing
no,
field.
I'm not gonna lie. At this point, we get a Hawkinson. I'm gonna shut up for the rest of the season potentially. But yeah, man, what a game. Huge shout out, man. He just this team, the way how far we've come from where we were 2 years ago with fucking Russell Wilson. Um, I mean, it's just it's beautiful. We're 6-2. We got two. We could be 8-2. And I'm not gonna lie, we got to take care of business next week. But we right now we are a 6-2 football team. We're first in the division, and we just beat the shit out of the Dallas Cowboys. I can't ask for anything more. Um, let's go, man. Let's go, try. Hey, week by week, we find the ways to get it done. But is there anything else you want to add before we end it?
Hey, man, I just want to say, don't bet against this team at all. This team is a great team, led by a great coach. And, I want to say to all the people that were calling for Sean Payton to give up play calling, and we even thought at some points that he should.
Yeah, I'm not now. Now look, okay, I will allude to that part. He needs to show me a little bit more. Like today was good, but 1 week don't erase everything.
So
It does not erase everything.
I agree. I agree with you, but here's my point. If you take play calling away from Sean Payton and you give it to Davis Webb 3 weeks ago, that doesn't guarantee that Davis Webb calls a game where you come back in the fourth quarter and win those 3 games.
Yeah, but like I mean, bro, like
Sean Payton,
oh,
and here's the thing: I'm not saying that his play calling's been
you wouldn't have
great.
been down in that predicament probably in the first place.
It depends. You don't know what his play calling's going to look like at the end of the.
But again, I'm not saying that Sean. I'm just saying I'm not ready just to like change jump shit back. Like I still think he has to do better.
I mean, of
He did a
course,
good job today, but I think we need to see it consistently.
I agree. But at the end of the day, instead of jumping and saying, "Oh, we need Davis Webb to call plays or we need Joe Lombardi to call plays," we need to trust in the guy that brought this franchise from the dumpster and put them back on the map and had a winning season with them last year.
Are you talking about me or are you talking about like just Broncos fans?
Everybody, bro, because it seems like the same
Oh no,
thing.
see,
It
I
seems like the same thing for Sean that they do to Bo. Like if he has a bad game, you're throwing him in the garbage, and you're like, oh man, like we should bench Bo for Stidham. We should put bro. I've heard these things, bro. Trust me, bro, and I
no
know
no
you
no
have
no no I
too.
know no no no.
Fire
I
Sean
agree.
Payton. Fire Sean
I
Payton.
agree.
Like we just need
No,
to
look,
pump the brakes because this team is better than we think.
I ain't never said fire Sean. I definitely think Sean can get in his own way. My whole thing with Sean is that you're calling bad games against bad football teams,
I agree.
against defenses that aren't good.
I
You're getting
agree.
out coached.
And
That's all I'm saying.
he can be better, but my point is everybody that's saying that like 2 weeks ago when we barely beat the Jets that he needed to give up play calling, that he needed that we should fire him. Bo Nix has a bad game. They're like, oh, we should bench Bo Nix for Stidham. Stidham was amazing in the preseason. Like all this bullshit, man. Like you need to trust the process. Denver's a good football team. They're winning the games they should win, and that's all you can ask from these guys. Like I know we get down and
Yeah, but like you can, but it's about look, we're winning games, but it's always about like, look,
what we can do
what's
to
the
get
whole
better.
point? No,
Yes,
but it's not just that. But like, what is the whole point of all of this? Is to win what?
a Super Bowl. Yes,
Exactly. So what happens in the regular season, how you win is it's gonna matter in the context when it comes down to the nitty gritty. When you're playing a Kansas City, you're playing a Buffalo, you're playing these teams that are leading the AFC come playoff time, and if you're struggling against a winless Jets, or you're struggling against the New York Football Giants through 3 quarters, whether it not be, like there are problems to be like, okay, we got to get better with this. And Sean, it's a reflection on you. Like, nah, look, man, I'm here to say we need to see more consistency
I,
because throughout most of this season, unless we're playing a completely atrocious, banged up shit defense, offense looks great. But next week is another next week is when when the real shit starts, bro. That cupcake shit is done after this week. We knew this. Now we're trending in the right direction. Can we pick it up? Is Sean gonna come out next week with the same bullshit that he came out with the 2 weeks prior to this?
I mean,
We gotta keep it moving.
I agree with you, but here's the thing that I think too. When you look at last season, right, and you look at Denver in close games, they couldn't win them.
No, I feel you.
Good football teams, even if they're playing a bad football team, sometimes don't play a good game. But if you win that game, that shows more about you in a positive light than it does a negative light.
That's a
Therefore,
fact.
because you look at last year, Denver couldn't beat teams over 500 last season. They couldn't win the one score games, and this season they can. Last year they went to the postseason and got fucking destroyed by the Bills because they were lacking what they have this season, which is that dog mentality, and they can be in any football game and win. That's the thing. Do I think that Sean Payton's been perfect? No, but I think people are overreacting on give up play calling. I just think he needs to call a complete game, and he did today.
Yeah, but
He
yeah,
did today, and he can do it. We know he can do it.
it's like this, Trav, right? How can I put this without sounding like a little too crazy? Um, hmm. Okay, give me a second to think on it. But like, it's just about consistency. Yeah, bro. It's just about consistency. Like, you can beat up on the bad teams or like somewhat beat up on the bad teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just you gotta just keep it. It's gotta be consistent, bro. That's all. That's all I'm saying with Sean is you can't play bad against two bad teams. You can't call a bad game twice. Because I don't care. The Giants game, he called a bad game, bro. He did. Like we can't sit here and say he called a great game. He called a good quarter, but he called a bad game. 3-1, bro. It outweighs it. I'm sorry. You did not call a great game. You lucky Bo Nix is who he is. And that Bo Nix is that good. You're lucky. And in this game, bro, it's like if we just start saying like we can't jump shit, bro. It's like say and look, man, don't kill me for this, but I can't think of another good analogy. Like say, say you got a friend, right? and say like you and your friend, y'all always hitting the nightlife, hitting the parties. You know what I'm saying? You and your friend always going out, and you and your friends always trying to go on a 2-man. You know what I'm saying? And your friend just always strikes out on the 10 out of 10s. He goes, he doesn't get any 10s, but out of the below 5s, he goes 1 out of 3. Are you gonna say, well, I mean, look, bro, he got one of them, so that means when it comes back to the 10s, he should be good. No, bro, no, it's not. No, it's not gonna be none of that, bro. It's not gonna be that. We can't say, bro, you struggling calling games against good teams and against bad teams, but just because you pull the one girl at the party nobody want, that don't mean that you.
To be fair,
I would feel comfortable you going to shoot at a 10, bro. Like that don't mean I'm gonna be like, hey, bro, you got it. No, I'm gonna be like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I don't think you can handle that. And what Sean Payton is showing me is I don't know. Like next week is a test. Now, are we trending in the right direction? We got some momentum off this game, yes. But I'm not jumping off ship on like, bro, you keep calling these atrociously bad games. Like, I'm going to keep putting it out there that, like, you may have to give up the duties, bro. You may have to. I'm not saying fire him. Hell no. Nah. Sean done built this team up from what it was to where we are now. It's a godsend. He's a great coach, great team builder, great culture, whatever, all of that. But this play calling, bro, sometimes it can be inconsistent. Sometimes it leaves me like, what the fuck are you thinking?
The thing is, though, is you're not going to take play calling duties from one of the highest paid coaches in the National Football League.
No, exactly, you're not.
Period. But at the end of the day, we also got to look at it this way. Yeah, he's called some bad games, but he's also called a good game today. He called a good hold on. He called a good game against the Bengals. He called a good game against the Colts. I don't care what he called a good game against the Colts.
But you got to remember, it's the context of these teams, though. Like, the Cowboys have one of the worst secondaries, the defenses.
So what's the excuse for the Colts? Because if the secondary's the excuse, they've not had their second.
That the Colts were missing the Colts are missing their top 2 corners and their top pass rusher.
Hey, they're always missing Ward. He don't play,
bro. But my point is they didn't have Ward or Jalen Jones. They didn't have Ward or Jalen Jones or Latu in that game.
The thing
and the offense team night and day to when it was when we played Tennessee.
The thing is I don't disagree.
The Bengals just gave a 40 to the Jets.
I agree that we beat bad teams, but we also beat good teams. We beat the Eagles.
I get you, but okay. But my point exactly though, are the Eagles an elite team? Are teams in the league thinking? Are the teams looking at the Eagles and saying, okay, these guys are elite?
Hey, let me ask you a question. So you want to put context on the Colts game? You brought up that they were missing guys. When we went into Philly, they were 4-0. People were talking about them being one of the best. One of them being the best teams in football. Bro, we just got to pump the brakes a little bit.
You think we called a great game in Philly?
I think in the fourth quarter, in the second half, we called a good game.
Let's put this how we called it. The end of the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, we called a good game.
Yes.
It's not complete. That's my point, though.
So, hey, how many teams in the NFL?
If you have to go to Kansas City, so God forbid we don't win a division, and we had to go to Kansas City, we had to go to Buffalo, and we call it. You can't get away with that, bro. Josh Allen ain't gonna get checked. Josh Allen's not getting held to under 20 points through 3 quarters.
I agree with you, but at the same time, I think that we're seeing it come together. It's just got to be consistent. I agree, but I think
that's all I'm saying. It's got to be consistent.
I think that people overreact, like bro, Bo Nix threw that interception, which that was a fucking terrible pass. But people are overreacting on one play. At the end of the day, I think Denver's fine, man. Do I think that they got a couple adjustments to make? To be honest, I think the biggest problem is penalties, and I'm gonna say that all day. Do I think that the play calling's been bad? Yes, but I think the penalties have been worse.
Okay, that's all I need to hear. The play calling, bro. We played the worst defense in the league today, Trav. This is expected.
We whooped them. I mean, we did what we should do.
What did I say in the game preview?
I don't know.
I said if we don't drop 40.
You picked us to lose, man. Oh no, JMX, you picked us to lose, buddy.
No, I did, but I also said that if we don't drop 40, it's a major problem.
Yeah,
we drop 40.
Of course.
No. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, though, I need to see this consistency. I don't want us to just be the team that dropping 40 against the worst defenses in the league. Or, we got 28, but we scored it against the Bengals. Oh man, hey, look, we scored 28, but it's against the depleted Colts defense. Like, I want us to like we beat Philly. Philly offense really ain't really ain't shit. Now, I'm not trying to demean our win. That win was amazing. But I'm saying though, like, we was able to pull that out because styles make fights. Let us play Buffalo. We saw what happens if you can't put up points against Buffalo. You getting ran out of the motherfucking building. You're getting run. Carolina's defense ain't chopped. They beat them. They ran them out the building. They couldn't score points. 40-3. If we can find a consistency,
Dude, let's not compare us to Carolina, bro. They had Andy Dalton at quarterback. Like,
offensively,
let's not. No, hell no, hell no.
Okay, so what we saw in the Jets game, in the first 3 quarters of the Giants game, that wasn't Carolina like.
Carolina ain't putting up 33 in the fourth quarter though. Like
what did I say about the fourth quarter? I said that the first 3 quarters.
Hey, at the end of the day, bro, when that scoreboard lights up at the end and it says win or loss, bro, that's what you take, bro.
The team wasn't even that happy with the win. They were guys in the locker room. Mike McGlinchey and J.K. Dobbins, Bo Nix, they all were like, we got the win, but bro, we
got to be better. Yeah, yes, but you take that win.
We have to play a complete game. Today they played a complete game. Now we can transition that into next week against the Texans. I promise you, I will be like, you know what? The play calling, they didn't fix it. But if we go out next week and we got 3 points at fucking halftime, because we throwing sideline to sideline and we back on that screen bullshit, then I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, I'm on that same timing. And I feel like that's fair. I don't feel like that's overreacting. Now, I'm not one of those people, we need to fire Sean. We made a mistake. We need to bench Bo Nix. No. But I'm gonna be like, man, Sean, I ain't gonna lie, you're a great coach. But you tripping. And I feel like that's okay to say. You tripping. You might need to want to. You might want to slide that headset down. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying get rid of your job, but
he is tripping from time to time, and you've heard me say sometimes that he overcoaches and he just does too much, and that's true. But at the same time, I think what we're seeing is, I think they made an adjustment at the end of last game, and then I think this week they made an adjustment. You got to go into you got to go into next week doing the same thing you did against Dallas, against Texas.
That's a fact.
And that's all you can ask for.
I agree.
That's all we can ask for is for that to carry. If Sean Payton goes in there and he's throwing, behind the sticks and screen after screen after screen, then there's a different conversation to be held. But right now, I think we need to look at it as Sean is going in the right direction. We hope next week he calls a game similar.
Yeah. I will give you. We are trending in the right direction. It's trending in the right direction starting from this game.
Yes.
I will give you that for sure. But yeah, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see, bro. I want the offense to be consistent, but right now, man, we had a great game. But next week is a test. We not playing no weak defense no more, bro. We got our weakest defense we play is the Raiders twice. And the Commanders, but every other team got a solid defense. Chiefs, the Texans, the Packers, the Jaguars. These ain't chopped liver. The Chargers. These aren't chopped liver. You gonna have to put together some calls. I just know based on what I've seen, can the Broncos put pressure on some of these above average to elite defenses? That's just kind of what we got to see. And if they do it, I'm beyond overjoyed.
I agree with you. I mean, I don't disagree.
But the thing is, can they do it though? That's the main thing is, can they do it? And we gonna see next week. Next week is a test. You're playing a bad offensive football team on the road. They got the second best defense in the league. Can you go out there and put up enough points and bring home the W? That's all it is. And if they lose on my birthday, I'm coming on the podcast and I am unleashing hell. If we lose next week, and depending on which fashion we lose in, I'm blowed. I'm pissed because they didn't ruin my absolute hope. They didn't ruin my birthday. They would have ruined my birthday. If we lose to the Texans, I'm not gonna lie, because I know nothing but Texan fans. I'm going to be sick. I'm going to be absolutely sick because they They haven't had a good season. We got to just keep it a book. We lose to the Texans. Look, beating the Cowboys and beating the Texans were the two teams I'm like, we just got to win these games. Just so I can keep talking. Like, but yeah, man. Yeah, I think that's it for this episode. You got anything else?
No, man. I think you'll be in good hands next week, though.
Man. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. Make sure to leave a like, comment, hit that sub button, man. Broncos are 6-2, baby. Let's get it. I'm your host JMX, my co-host Trav. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.